It's your boy Isaac, and we're going to start reviewing Atlanta. Here's the scoop. Good show. Now, I'm not really familiar with all the names of the characters yet, so I'm going to actually just start with Donald Glover's character, Earn, as well as Paperboy, who's basically the rapper that Donald Glover actually gets connected with. And he's trying to actually make ends meet and get some money, while doing this, because he's got a daughter and, a girl that he has to, help out the family. And he's basically in his mid-20s and struggling with who he is as a person and as a person economically and financially. So that was a really good tip and drop. As far as the introduction, it starts with gun blazing. It shows you the ending, and then basically the whole episode chronicles how we get to that point. I like when TV shows do that too. It's really, really nice to actually see something a little bit more, engaging, because now you're kind of wondering what's actually happening throughout the show. I gotta say, again, this show has a lot of potential. I just wish it was a little bit longer. It's definitely something that you can probably binge in less than 2.5, 3 hours if you're only on the first 3 episodes. There's 4 episodes currently on air right now. By next week, I'll be all caught up, and I'll be doing episode 5 right after it airs. But because I love this show, I'm going to give you guys a review on episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. So episode 1 basically concentrate on Earn's character, Donald Glover, trying to actually, collaborate with Paperboy, a dude he grew up with. And the struggles of literally being a father under 30 and trying to determine what you're going to do with your life and who's going to be around to help you. If anything, can you help yourself? So that really, really stuck with me, because as an African-American 28-year-old myself, there's been times where I wonder, am I going to be able to get money this way? How am I going to pay my bills? I'm just fortunate to say that I don't have any kids, so that's good. Episode 2 takes us right after the escalation brought into the fold in episode 1, where, the shooting. Paperboy basically was involved in the shooting at the end of episode 1 because his music's getting played, and then some dude kicks his mirror, and that's how it culminates into episode 2, where Donald Glover's character and Paperboy are basically arrested, but Paperboy gets out because he's got bail, but Donald Glover is broke, so he gets to stay in jail. I like that this episode has a lot of humor. It gives you humor on such a dark subject for, our people as a whole. It also actually, brings attention to mental situations and problems, and mental awareness, I should say. But in a humorous way. There was this scene where this one guy didn't know that he was sleeping with a transvestite. And everybody in the prison was trying to tell him that, he was like, yeah, that's a dude, man. It was like, he could have put two together, even though, seriously, the whole county jail lockup was all men only. And he just freaks out. He's like, what are you looking at? Stop looking at me. And Donald Glover's like, okay, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. That was hilarious. But episode 2 was good. I thought episode 2 was better than episode 1 as far as humor. Again, episode 1 was good, just as good, I should say. It does actually have a lot more commentary than episode 2, but I'm noticing that as I watch this show, Atlanta, it gives you humor, but also gives you some kind of message that's really, really true in today's age. So definitely going to actually continue watching this show. I'm doing this all together anyways, not that it matters. My dog, she's sleeping in the background. But episode 2 was just as good as episode 1. I am in it for the long haul. Now, as for episode 3, for episode 3, Donald Glover eventually gets out on bail. At this point, we don't know much which is going on with the shooting, which is what I like. It kind of leaves a little mystery from episode 1. But this episode concentrates on Earn, Donald Glover's character, trying to actually take his girl out on a date. And us guys, especially as millennials, black millennials included, we can kind of relate on how expensive taking your baby girl out can be. And this episode is no different, which made it twice as funny. Also, I don't remember which episode it was. It was either 1, 2, or 3, but I'm craving some lemon pepper chicken now. If you watch the show, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Please watch the show, because lemon pepper chicken, it's delicious. Back to the show. The reason I like episode 3 is because the waiter was like coercing him to buy like a lot of expensive foods and stuff, and you know your dude couldn't afford it, but he couldn't basically say he couldn't afford it in front of his girlfriend, so that was pretty funny. And episode 3 basically was kind of like a bottle episode centering the restaurant, a little bit less commentary, but it really do kind of actually represents the struggle of, you know, being able to buy things that you want in this day and age. Rounding it off with episode 4 is probably my favorite episode because I'm a YouTuber myself, so I can kind of relate to the guy literally out to try to get social hits and likes and stuff, which was really funny. So here's the scoop: Paperboy basically meets this Vine YouTube social guy, and it's kind of awkward because the guy is like riding a Segway or whatever, and he's like just sliding through the camera acting like he knows people, getting into people's conversation. He gets video, and then he puts his videos on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, like just trashing Paperboy and his image and stuff. So Paperboy is like, you know what, I can't really deal with this, man. I gotta call this dude out. So he meets the dude at what he thinks is his job. The guy is like, yeah, I'm YouTube famous. I got, you know, a lot of popularity, but I'm a pizza boy. And he has like a baby in the back, you know, I guess his son or whatever. Paperboy looks at it, he's like, you know what? Man, I was going to jump this dude, but maybe I should get in the car. Because like the online guy, I guess, is just basically doing it for hits. But then the story gets really, really, really deep. Like it shows how black people are exploiting themselves by being rappers, even though that, you know, they can go out for more. You know, Paperboy, I'm seeing like this trend with Paperboy is like he can be more than a rapper. He can be more than like the thug. He can be something better. You know, it's just that society's got him in this role, and he basically is exploiting it to make money, which I can't really blame his hustle. The same kind of hustle with the YouTuber guy. He basically is exploiting what Paperboy is doing as a fake rapper, essentially. And it really basically shows this connection. But the funniest part is when you find out that the social guy who is not really a pizza boy, and that the kid in the back is not really his son, but just like some kid that he pays to actually, you know, do some vines and like do controversial kind of videos. So that was really, really hilarious actually, and the whole combination of that just brought that whole episode forefront. I guess I can say like the thing I liked about episode 4 is there's so many people on the internet, you know, using Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, and they're basically just looking for popularity. And in a way, the internet is like a hustle in itself. You know, people out there trying to get money, myself included. That's why I do movie reviews and YouTube. But I also do it because I love it. I'm not doing it basically to exploit anybody. So I can see like the whole candor between that episode, and I really enjoyed it because it was super, super funny. The last thing I want to talk about episode 4 is Darius. It's a character that I'm starting to grow to love throughout this whole show. Now, Darius, for those who don't know, watch Straight Outta Compton. Darius, or the actor who played Darius, played your boy Snoop Dogg in that. But he's a very eccentric guy, and the side arc of episode 4 revolves Donald Glover, and Darius's character trying to actually make investments. And it was really, really sweet how he basically had like this whole hustle with getting phones or whatever and selling them to pawn shops, and then this whole like little tidbit of them trying to thinking about robbing the pawn shop by buying a sword and then trying to take more items, but the pawn owner knowing that they were going to do that. So Donald Glover's like, we're not going to rob the pawn shop. And then at the end of the episode, seeing Darius' character basically, you know, invest in purebred dogs, showing that you can make money, you know, over time. But the problem is Donald Glover's character needed money then, and it has a really good message about like how poor people ain't got time to invest because they're so busy trying to make money and stuff. It's ridiculous. But I really love this show, man. So far, so good. I definitely recommend if you are, you know, just looking for TV shows to actually get into. Start with Atlanta, and if you're looking for something funny as well on that same level, maybe actually watch a show called Vice Principals with Walter Goggin and Danny McBride. I like that show too. Anyways, if you guys like what you heard and you want to see more of these little mini reviews, subscribe for it, brother. I appreciate all the love and feedback. One love and deuces. I'm out.